When you tell a lie, you steal someone's right to the truth.
Picture this. You're working a slow shift in a hotel lobby when someone hurriedly approaches the front desk. They found a lost wallet around the corner, but they're in a rush and don't have time to follow up.
Okay.
They ask if you can handle it and then run off. Looking at the wallet, you see it contains a key, a grocery list, about $13, and 3 business cards with a name and email you assume belong to the wallet's owner.
Right.
So, what do you do?
I ain't gonna lie. If somebody gave it to me, then I would just put it under the desk, especially if I'm at like work or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna hold on to that if I'm at work. You know, like, I'm not gonna keep somebody's wallet while I'm at work. There's cameras pointing at me, and if somebody comes and they're like, "Where's my wallet?" They're gonna have me on camera tucking the wallet. So that's what I would do. I would just put it under the desk. Probably ask my manager or whatever to call the business person on the card to see and let them know that we got your wallet.
Between 2013 and 2016, over 17,000 front desk workers around the globe were faced with this choice, becoming unwitting participants in a massive study of honesty. And the results surprised top economists and the researchers running the experiment. But to understand what these groups were expecting, we need to spend a little time defining honesty. We typically think of honesty in terms of actively telling the truth in our interpersonal relationships.
Right.
But in fact, every healthy society relies on a shared foundation of honesty. Using public services, making business transactions, and deciding government policies requires a baseline
You know what's crazy? A lot of people are not honest people. A lot of people just have intentions of just doing it for themselves. They're just worried about themselves, so they don't care about whether they screw you over or anything. They just care about them and how they will make money or whatever the transaction may be. So a lot of people aren't honest, and that's crazy. I feel like this world would be better if we were all honest.
Of honesty from our fellow citizens. Because of this, understanding what drives honesty is a vital research subject for economists, psychologists, and sociologists. Unfortunately, honesty can be difficult to investigate when people know they're being watched. So, researchers have come up with clever ways to analyze this behavior outside the lab. And this global study by the universities of Michigan, Utah, and Zurich sought to answer an important question. Will people engage in opportunistic behavior when there's little to no chance of being caught? In what became known as the Lost Wallet Test, 13 research assistants traveled to 355 cities in 40 different countries, recreating the same scenario in hotels, banks, public offices, and various cultural establishments. The clear wallets ensured participants could see their contents, half of which contained a key, grocery list, and business cards, while the other half also included the equivalent of roughly $13 US. The researchers believed the money would discourage honesty. Specifically, they thought participants' self-interest would overpower 2 competing factors: their altruistic desire not to harm the wallet's owner, and their desire to maintain a positive self-image. Regarding self-image, we generally like to think of ourselves as good and honest.
Right.
But studies have found people are often able to let themselves off the hook for stealing small amounts of money. As for
Okay, no, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm walking down the street and I see, let's just say, a bag of cash, $100,000, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, whose is this?" I'm not gonna go to the bank. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna take it and stash it, and I'll just spend it slowly and slowly. Because with money like that, you can't spend it like, I can't go buy a house, I can't go buy a car, because then it's like, where'd you get this money from? How'd you obtain this money? So you just have to just spend it on just random things. So that's what I would do. I would just use that money for like all my necessities, and the money that I have for work, I'm just gonna save every single dollar, like every single dollar.
the wallet's owner, the victim of their crime would be
Or
abstract. They'd never met this person, and since the wallet had come from another location, it seemed unlikely they ever would. For these reasons, researchers expected money-filled wallets to be reported less often, and the 279 economists they surveyed agreed. But, to their surprise, the study found the exact opposite. While only 46% of cash-free wallets were reported, 61% of cash wallets were called in. This pattern held true across the globe, regardless of the participants' age, gender, or whether they were being observed during the wallet drop-off.
It's only $13. Like, why would you want $13? But I mean, I guess some people really need it, but I'm not stealing $13 out of a wallet, though.
And when researchers tried increasing the temptation to be dishonest with wallets containing nearly $100, the results surprised them again.
$100 is a little different.
People reported 72% of these big money wallets. There are a lot of theories for why honesty goes up as the wallet becomes more valuable. The $100 wallet certainly increases self-interest, but in international follow-up surveys, people reported that taking larger sums of money felt more like theft, making it harder to maintain a positive self-image.
And I feel like, I don't know, if somebody has a whole bunch of money in their wallet, you never know what that could be used for. It could be used for their phone bill, their rent, just anything. Like, what if they really need that money? So if there's a lot of money, I still wouldn't take it out of a wallet. But like I said, if the money is just out on the ground, I'm probably going to get it.
It's also possible that when the financial stakes are higher, so is the perceived harm to the wallet's owner. Others have suggested that our commitment to honesty could be altered in professional settings, meaning participants might have acted differently outside the office.
Because like I said, if I'm at work and I'm taking somebody's wallet and they come back for it, there's really a camera on me seeing that I took the wallet. Like, it's not a win situation for me. Like, I don't win. If anything, I'll get in trouble and then I lose my job. Now I'm losing my actual money that I was making.
Still, this result suggests that self-interest might not be as powerful as we often think. Seeing yourself as an honest person can motivate you to be an honest person. And by modeling this behavior and celebrating it in others, we can help create an honest society we can all rely on.
No,
Speaking of,
that was an interesting video, I'm not gonna lie. Would you guys return the wallet? If so, comment down below, let me know. You guys already know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 500. Getting there real soon. I didn't say that last video. My bad, guys, when I say that last video. But I hope you guys actually liked the last video. It's pretty funny, huh? But either way, I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.